Hello, and welcome to the Ferret Business Podcast. I am Yemmy the Ferret, your host, aka Yemmy, aka DJ Yemmy. And with me today on the podcast is a content creator on YouTube who does Let's Plays, reviews, unboxings, everything else you might find, including shitty humor. It's Speedy from Useless Gaming. Welcome to the podcast.
Hello, and thanks for having me.
Oh, not a problem. All of your links will be down in the description below, including YouTube and Twitter. How are you today?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
I was having some trouble earlier getting a old game to work on my computer. I don't know if you ever played it or heard of it, but it's called Battle for Middle-earth 2. And it was a game that I played in my childhood a lot. And I can't get it to work on my Windows 10 computer. And I'm quite sad.
I don't think I've heard of that, so sorry.
It's okay. A lot of times, the older games just, especially on a computer, if you have a CD and you're trying to, you throw it into the computer, be like, oh, I want to play this game. Most of the time, they won't work. Anything below Windows 7 doesn't seem to work anymore for me. Have you had the same experience, whether it be on a console or on a PC?
Not really. I don't really play much of PC these days. I don't even remember last time I played PC. Must have been, DayZ back when it came. So
I was going to say probably the computer had a floppy disk drive and.
Well, yeah, back then I played more PC, actually. So, but yeah, consoles is more my thing. So, but no troubles so far. So,
That's good.
You have the original consoles, so they work perfectly.
You keep them in mint condition, I guess.
Well,
besides from the odd beer spillage on the ones.
Yeah, I think it would be better if I, clean some dust off them a little more often, but yeah, I'm a lazy bastard, so.
So, where did you get your start in your gaming career? Obviously, you've been playing games for a long time.
I must have been, I don't know, maybe 7, 8 years old, and that was back in 91.
Oh, wow.
Friend had NES, so yeah, I went there and he showed me Super Mario Bros., which is probably the game that most people have played first back then. So, and I just fell in love with gaming. I mean, yeah, it was just awesome. So
Super Mario
then I started
Bros.
Playing.
Yeah, Super Mario Bros. Was the one that sparked your love for everything gaming.
Yeah, I remember when I got the NES, my mom bought it for me, and I played that game so much that she actually took me to a hospital because I was so white and so skinny, because I only drank coffee and played Super Mario Bros. And I was like, I don't know, 8, 9 years old.
You were drinking coffee when you were 8 or 9 years old?
Yeah, that's what I drank most of it,
Wow.
I started probably like 6, 7 years old. Or
So, did you have a system down for Super Mario Bros? Like, you could get through the first, 7 worlds without dying?
Nah, I just played it. There was no, system, nothing whatsoever. I just loved playing, and it was the only game I had, so I played it.
Is it harder
constantly.
to get those older games in, you live in Norway, right?
Finland.
Finland, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Is it harder to get the games for those consoles, especially back in the 90s?
Well, we were pretty poor, so yeah, I didn't really have that much games. There was this one place that had used games, so when I discovered that place, I went there pretty much every day and changed my old game to a new game and paid something extra there, and what I could scrape. So yeah.
Well, what about now with the current generation of game consoles? Is it harder to get games in Finland, or is it pretty much just like the U.S. where you go to a store, you pick up any game you want, doesn't matter?
Yeah, it's pretty much same here, and I don't really go to stores that much. Usually order online, so it's
okay.
too easy almost. I'm running out of space, so next time I gotta buy some more shelves or something.
You have a pretty big collection then?
Well, at the moment I have 1,027 physical games.
Oh wow, yeah.
I don't count the digital ones. I'm a collector, so those mean nothing to me.
Wow, that's a good amount of games. That is a lot of shelf space.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
So you get a lot of collector's editions, right?
Every now and then, yeah. Especially now, I try to buy more of those because, well, unboxing videos are easy to do and quick. So that's why. But it's an excuse. But
right.
Yeah, I do buy some.
Are you satisfied with what comes in the collector's editions for the extra price?
Well, when considering that I open the collector's edition, I take out the statue and throw it on my shelf, and it sits there. So, well, when you think about it, it's kind of stupid. It's just there, and I'm not playing with it or anything,
But it looks cool.
So, yeah, but I don't even watch them that often. They're just there. I just know they're there.
You just glance at them every so often and be like, yeah, I bought that.
Yeah. Sometimes I just watch my shelf and go like, damn, did I buy that? What the hell? Yeah. I guess I'm happy because I keep buying them.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Yeah.
What's been the best collector's edition that you've gotten?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Well, I have to say the Resident Evil 2 looks pretty good, and I already have it pre-ordered, so
oh, nice.
it might be it, but so far, as a huge wrestling fan, I got the WWE 2K, I don't know, was it 14 or 15, which had the Hulkamaniac edition, so you get a piece of that ring mat, which Hulk Hogan stood on. So, yeah, I got Hulk Hogan's, feet sweat. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of nice for people who are into that. Hulk Hogan's foot sweat.
Yeah. Wow. I can clone him now.
Yeah, there you go. You can have your own Hulk Hogan.
Oh, that would be awesome.
So let's talk about where the idea for Beyond Useless Gaming came from and how you got the name Speedy along with the name Beyond Useless Gaming.
Well, Speedy is actually my nickname I got back in, I think it was like 94 or 95 even. So yeah, it's been around pretty long time.
Oh, wow.
This is actually a kind of small town where I live, so it was around 2000, 2005, somewhere there. Nobody actually even knew my real name. Everyone just called me Speedy, and someone said my real name. They were, who? So yeah, I just thought I'd go with that on my channel, and the channel name, or the channel overall. Well, I actually thought about making my own channel probably like 3 or 4 years before I actually did it. I don't know why I didn't start it back then. But yeah, I just wanted to do some gaming, and kind of another hobby for daytime drinking, which is pretty much the only hobby in this town. So yeah, try something where you don't have to be constantly intoxicated.
And
So,
where did you come up with the name Beyond Useless Gaming? Why is it useless?
well, it was actually because when you look at YouTube, there are tons of gaming channels. I mean, probably more than any other game
Hmm.
channels out there. Because it's so easy. Everyone does gaming channel. So, I thought it's probably not gonna matter what I do. So it's kind of useless to do a gaming channel. But so I thought, why not just put it there, useless gaming, and then I just watched YouTube if there's any channel by that name, and there was. So I thought, I'll just throw the Beyond in front of that because every crappy movie sequel has Beyond in it. So I don't know. It sort of reflects my channel uh, that I'm not that serious about it. You know, kind of keeping it light, or
Hmm.
that's pretty much it.
Well,
I
yeah, I
think.
think you have a nice, unique style to your videos. Lots of nice editing cuts and funny jokes. Not trying to, you know, jack you off, but I do find your videos very enjoyable to watch.
Oh,
Um,
thanks.
and I just watched your top 5 favorite games of 2018 video, and I love that first one of the first jokes you put in there. I'm trying to remember it because oh fuck, I forget. But anyways, I thought it was a very entertaining video. And your top game of the year was, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't watched, Red Dead 2, which was no big surprise to anyone who follows you on Twitter or anything like that. What about Red Dead
Yeah,
2 spoke to you the most?
probably most was the story because I'm a huge spaghetti western fan. I just love those old western movies. Original Django and Clint Eastwood, of course.
Hmm.
And yeah, I just freaking love those movies. So it was probably the story because for me in games, uh, usually it's story and gameplay that are what I go for most. So, I don't really care about graphics and that so
Hmm.
much. I just, if the story is good or the gameplay, you can take the rest with it, sort of. So that's kind of how I go.
As long as the horse balls look nice and rendered.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. If you spend that amount of energy and time in horse balls, you gotta give some credit for that. So
yeah.
yeah.
Were there any games that would get onto a worst games of the year list?
Uh, uh, well, I have this little hate for Ubisoft,
Hmm.
but that's more because I got. Um, well, it was probably 4, 5 years ago when I started collecting retro, and that was because I bought Assassin's Creed Unity, and I just thought I can't do this shit anymore. I just wanted something else. So
Hmm.
I don't know, but that's just because, well, maybe because that incident, I don't appreciate Ubisoft's game that much. But I wouldn't say they're the worst. There are probably a lot worse things. Can't
Actually,
remember, but I'm sure there are.
well, actually, their newest game, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, was on a lot of those lists that you were picking. Not you personally, but that people could pick to claim as the game of the year.
Yeah,
Odyssey like resonated with a lot of people. I didn't pick it up. Well, I did pick it up, but I picked it up Black Friday, so I got it for like $20, and I haven't played it yet because I haven't finished Origins yet. And it's like I feel like Assassin's Creed game universes or maps in general, they're a little bit too big now. Like they literally mapped out the entire part of Egypt and around Egypt for Origins, and there's just so much exploring to do. It's just overwhelming to me. And then you go into it with the knowledge that okay, so we're going to have to deal with this boring story about someone in the future trying to learn about something in the past, and we have to go through this whole bundle of shit again. So I've kind of lost faith a little bit in Assassin's Creed, but I also got a little bit of renewed faith in it with Origins because I feel like the combat and stealth and stuff were a lot better, and I like how it's more of like a RPG now than just, kill everyone, don't care, don't give a fuck,
Yeah. Yeah, it's I kind of lost interest on the future stuff too. I think Ubisoft should pretty much just scrap the Assassin's Creed and just do historical adventures with their own name or something. I just after the what the hell was it? The Apple of Eden or something. I was just like, what the fuck is going on? I mean, I don't know I actually played Origin, but the parts where you were in, future or this day, whatever it was, I just ran through as fast as I can. I didn't even read stuff because I wasn't interested at all. It was
you didn't check your email every time you got out of the Animus?
I think I opened those also, so they would be sort of checked. So, but I didn't read pretty much any of that. I just didn't care.
Yeah. After I get you.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to a couple of new Ubisoft games. Beyond Good and Evil 2, of course, that seems pretty cool. And then they had that, which I don't think I mean, I sort of got like Assassin's Creed vibe, but you were an ape or, early human or something. I can't really remember that well, but I don't know. It sort of looked interesting. So, yeah, maybe there's hope with Ubisoft for me.
Yeah, if those games ever come out.
Yeah, that's...
They've been in development for years.
Yeah, Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Yeah.
I don't even... Yeah.
So, I was going to ask earlier, but I forgot to ask this. What is that process behind creating your YouTube videos? Is it scripted out and planned, and what's the process?
Well, I do scripts mostly. Reviews, of course, they're so big, and just that you remember to talk about everything. So, yeah, they are scripted mostly, but when I start shooting them, the scripts, most of the time they just change pretty much. It's kind of weird because my head is pretty empty. I mean, like all the time, and I'm like, what the hell am I gonna do next? And I don't know. Sometimes I'm kind of worried that maybe I can't think of new videos anymore or something, but it just hits me, for in the weirdest place, I don't know. And then I just write those things down, and it's kind of weird. I don't even know myself really that good how those videos come up. They're just it's a weird process.
Well, all right. That's fine. Yeah, you don't need to reveal your secrets,
Well, the secret is my head is totally empty and I black out, and when I come to it, the video's done.
The video's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have an empty bottle of Jack Daniels next to you, and you're like, whoa, the video's done. What the hell happened?
Yeah, pretty much.
And your thumbnail game is on point, too. Like, your thumbnails are fun. Your facial expressions are always amazing. Where did this knack for editing and thumbnail creation come from?
Well, like maybe 8 or 10 videos ago, I thought my thumbnails pretty much sucked ass. So I don't know. I thought, maybe I should start putting some more effort in those. So I don't know. I do those with my phone, so it's always with me, and hopefully nobody from work is listening. But sometimes it gets really boring there, and so yeah, it's a good place to just create something else, not work related. So it's it's also kind of, I have no idea, but it's just so damn fun to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really that much a man with plan, so that's sort of, I don't know. The whole premise of my channel is kind of weird.
well, it works for you.
Yeah,
Weirdness,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and it's fun. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't do this if it wasn't fun.
Exactly.
It wasn't, at first supposed to grow even this big. I was waiting for first year, maybe 30 subscribers. I was mostly gonna do videos for friends, so just so I could tell them that I'm on YouTube and you're not. just to fuck around with them. And yeah, it kind of got out of hand, so I think I might have to come up with some sort of plans in the future.
No,
Or
maybe.
not.
Yeah, or not. Yeah. So one of the last things I wanted to talk about today was originally I wrote down Norway, but you don't live in Norway. You live in Finland. Well, what's your
Yeah.
favorite part of living in Finland, and how different is it from the rest of Europe?
Oh, favorite part living here. Um, that's a tough one. Um, well, damn.
Too much to think about.
No, not really, but it's a big question. So, well, Finland is, it's a dark and miserable place. So we have a lot of metal bands, and people appreciate metal music a lot more than they do in a lot of other places. So that's cool always.
Hell yeah! There you go.
Yeah, and I don't know, maybe because this is so dark and uh, gloomy place, people here have kind of dark sense of humor mostly. So I feel like you don't maybe have to watch your words here that much,
Hmm.
like in many other places.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so probably the sense of humor and metal pants and
Well, I know that you're a huge fan of Motorhead. We talked a
yeah.
little bit about it in the Discord. How did you come to know and love Lemmy and the rest of Motorhead?
Well, I've always heard Motorhead every now and then, back in the '90s, but I really didn't get into them back then. I sort of jumped from rock like Aerosmith. I went straight to Slipknot and uh, 6 Feet Under, death metal, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Then I just got a little older and I got a little tired of always listening to death metal and stuff like that. So Motorhead was sort of like the perfect uh, band for not too soft, but not like death metal
Mm-hmm.
extreme. So I don't know. And then I read the book of Lemmy, and I just think he's probably the most amazing guy in the world, or was. Just such an interesting life, and way he looks at life. It's I don't know. There's just something, and the music is just so damn awesome.
Yeah. I mean,
But
every
yeah,
song
I
by
kind of
Motorhead's
got into
a hit for me.
what? Sorry, didn't catch that.
Oh, every song by Motorhead is a hit for me. Like every song has its own personality and its own rhythm. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
it is awesome how they changed their music style a little from the '70s when they got started, and it just, but it works every time, no matter how they change it.
Hmm.
It's just always really good.
So, would you say that Lemmy is an idol to you, or?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, Lemmy Scott, so of course he's an idol.
Did you ever play the game that he was in called Brutal Legend? It was made by
Yeah,
Jack Black. Now that's a game that I can get behind. I love that game so much.
yeah, I love that game too. Yeah, it was just an awesome game. I really wish there'd be a sequel, but probably not.
Probably not. Jack
And
Black's
then
moved on to different things.
there was the other game too. What was it? Victor Ran or something? It was sort of Diablo-like, but it had like Motorhead only soundtrack, and Lemmy was in it.
Hmm. I don't remember that one.
Yeah, what the hell was it? Was it Victor Ran's Overkill or what? Or was I don't know Overkill's Motorhead song? I don't know if I remember correctly, but I hate Diablo-like games. I don't like those. But that game I played the shit out of. I mean, yeah, because it had only Motorhead
Yeah.
music and it had Lemmy in a bar. It was just really awesome. Although he's not there long, but still, I don't even remember if he had any lines there. He was just sitting there. Or
I think the game was called Victor Vran, right?
yeah,
Overkill Edition.
Victor Ran.
Yeah.
Yeah, Overkill Edition.
I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, yeah, really. I really enjoyed that, and I hate games like that usually. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Do you listen to any Finnish bands like Children of Bodom or Nightwish or anything like that?
Well, I'm not a huge fan of Nightwish. I don't know. I just never really
Yeah, me
got
neither.
into
They were
Yeah.
one of the first ones on my mind when I was thinking of Finnish bands.
yeah. It usually is when someone's thinking about Finnish bands. It's Nightwish, and Children of Bodom. The earlier stuff that I listened to a lot, and I still like that. But the newer stuff, I don't know. I just kind of dropped out from them.
Mm-hmm.
Not really a huge fan these days anymore. But when it comes to Finnish bands, probably my favorite is Torture Killer, which is actually got its name from 6 Feet Under's song, and the singer of 6 Feet Under, Chris Barnes, actually went to Torture Killer for the second album. He was the singer for that, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
don't know. Yeah, that's a cool band. I love their 3 first albums. Every album has different singer. It's kind of weird, but yeah, that's probably my favorite Finnish band.
I think
It's a death metal band.
Oh, I like death metal. I'm a fan of death metal.
Yeah, I love too. You know, the really old school death metal. I hate when someone comes and says they love death metal and then they start playing some fucking Swedish death metal or
Right.
melodic death metal like Children of Bodom. And it's not death metal.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of the folk metal? Because I think that kind of originated in Finland.
That's something that is fun to listen when drunk, but sober not so much. I don't really listen to that much folk metal. Not a huge fan, but when drinking, it's awesome.
All right.
I'm more like Irish, rock, I guess, not metal. Like Dropkick Murphys.
Oh,
That's
really?
I think that's much better drinking music, and Rum Jacks, which is, I think they're from Australia, but they sound like Irish bands. So
I wasn't expecting that.
yeah,
Irish folk
Yeah,
rock, I guess you would say. Yeah.
yeah, I guess it's like that.
They kind of had a boom here in America when I was in high school, but I didn't really enjoy the music. I think it was just the time that it came out. I was too into heavy metal at that time, and I was like, nah, this sucks, man.
I kind of had that first too. At workplace, there was one guy who played Dropkick Murphys every now and then, and I hated it back then. But I don't know. Maybe it's the same as with Motorhead. I just got older and I got into it. And nowadays, I actually listen to a lot of older rock and stuff like that. I listen to Little Richard a lot. I love that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And blues like John Lee Hooker. I just love that kind of music.
Any Roy Orbison in there?
I haven't really listened a lot of him.
Yeah, he's a little bit more like an late in his career Elvis type of music.
Yeah, I missed him. He had that, some hit songs that I've heard, but never really got into it.
Well, I think that's all the time I have today with Speedy from Useless Gaming. I just want to thank him one more time for coming onto the podcast, talking with me about a plethora of things. Like I said, all of his links are going to be down in the description below, and also there's going to be an end card with his channel and his latest video on there as well, so make sure you check that out. Speedy, is there anything else you want to say before we end the podcast?
Watch my videos or get banned. Nothing else.
All right, well, I am your host, Yemmy the Ferret, and this has been another episode of the Ferret Business Podcast.